particular motorway, yep.
It's been the golden rule for years. Buy cars from a dealer and you're covered, sort of. Buy privately and you're on your own. But here's someone to watch out for. The bloke who does a deal with you, you think he's a dealer, but he's more your wheeler dealer. Simon has the story.
I love a good book, and Cheryl's story is a good read. But you know, it should have been a very straightforward story.
We're not talking war and peace here. Cheryl just wants a car. She buys a car, she drives it, and when it soon needs big repairs,
the car dealer pays for the repairs.
If my story was that simple, then I wouldn't be here telling you about it on Fair Go, because I want to warn other buyers out there to be careful.
The business Cheryl wants to warn you about is Osaka Tyres of Otahuhu in South Auckland. We visited Osaka Tyres last year to ask about imported cars with wound-back odometers. Osaka Tyres said they knew nothing about the problem. Well, back to Cheryl's problem. It's all about accountability.
When Cheryl bought the BMW from Osaka Tyres last year, she was sure she was dealing with a proper trader, someone who'd stand by the car if things went wrong.
And here's why Cheryl thought they were car traders or car dealers.
First of all, they gave me a business card, so I would have thought that they were in business trading in vehicles. Secondly, they took me to a car dealership and showed me around a number of cars and basically said to me, you know, there's half a dozen cars here on the lot. Don't worry too much about the price. If there's any you like here, tell me and you know, we can sort out some sort of deal. Then they took me back to their business and had a look on the internet, and they were looking up various different cars that would sort of suit my budget and requirement. They also brought cars around to my property and let me take them for test drives.
So from all that, how clear were you that you were dealing with a proper trader?
Very clear. I mean, I would not have been dealing with them if I didn't think they were a car trader.
You weren't interested in a private sale?
Absolutely not.
Cheryl settled on this 97 BMW, paid 11 grand for it, on the understanding Osaka Tyres would first do a full inspection and...
The second thing I wanted to do was to give it a full service.
And when you picked up the car, what did they say?
They said it had been checked out, that it was all, you know, working well, they'd done the service.
If only.
Probably about sort of 6 to 7 weeks later, the whole car just seemed to be unwell, and I was quite concerned about it, so I took it to the AA.
And the AA came back with a gloomy report.
Steering rack leaking, sump gasket leaking, damaged suspension, no antifreeze in the radiator, both rear stop lights broken, the engine oil very dirty.
And the biggest problem, under here.
And the drive shaft damaged.
To the AA inspector, that cracked drive shaft meant big trouble.
He actually advised me not to drive the car, and he said that the engine was not in very good condition, the oil was filthy black.
Had it been serviced recently, did he think?
No, he didn't think it had been serviced for a long time.
Cheryl went back to Osaka Tyres with that AA report and the car.
He put it up on the hoist and said to me that I could drive the car for another 6 months like this and that there was no problem with it whatsoever.
You didn't believe that?
Of course not.
Remember, Cheryl had asked Osaka Tyres to do a full service and to tell her if the car needed repairs.
Well, I think that they didn't do anything that they'd promised to do, and probably thought that I would, you know, not know any better.
But you do know better.
I do.
But Osaka Tyres wouldn't do the repairs at their cost.
Well, Cheryl needed the car, so she had to pay to get her own repairs done. What'd you spend?
Over $5,000.
5 grand.
Cheryl now wanted a full refund and took Osaka Tyres to the Disputes Tribunal, where another twist in the plot unfolded.
They stood up and said that they had done a private sale. And this is not my understanding at all. Not from, you know, the business card, taking me to the dealership, bringing cars around to my house. They really were acting or holding themselves out to be a trader.
What did you think of that?
Well, I think they've just misled me right from the beginning. And I don't think I've been treated very fair at all, and I don't want to see other people out there being treated like this.
So, is Osaka Tyres a car dealer? What makes a car dealer? It's not simple, and the Disputes Tribunal's yet to release its decision on Osaka.
To be a dealer or trader, you should be registered. Well, here's another chapter to Cheryl's story. Neither the Osaka Tyre Company nor its two directors are registered motor vehicle traders.
Cheryl thought they were traders because, well, they acted like traders, and the law says you're a trader if you hold yourself out to be one. But here's another reason. Osaka Tyres gave her this GST invoice with the Osaka Tyre Company name on the top. Not what you'd expect in a private sale, is it? We're not surprised Cheryl got the impression Osaka Tyres were trading in cars.
We thought we'd send in a customer of our own to ask about buying a car. Our customer pulls up at Osaka Tyres and meets Sam Sard. He's one of the guys who runs the business. She asks about a trade-in.
What do you want, a European car?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're better, aren't they?
Yeah. How much your budget? How much?
Oh, I don't know. 10, 15,000?
10, 15,000? I just called my friend now. I checked with him.
Okay.
Sam gets on the phone and soon comes back with an offer.
It's a Ford Mondeo. It's European. They want,
Oh, is it?
silver and black leather.
Okay.
Yeah. Only 60,000 something K.
Bigger
The car's in a nearby yard that Sam Sard says is run by a dealer friend of his. Our driver agrees to take a look. When they get there, it's Sam, not the dealer, who tries to make the sale.
Bunny hopping?
Maybe 9,000 exchange. Yeah.
9,000 exchange. So how much are you giving me for my Daewoo?
Probably this one is a 12,995.
Okay.
So we give you about
$3,000.
Nearly 4,000.
Nearly 4,000.
Later, on the way back to Sam's garage, he mentions another car.
I wish you were coming about last week. We had a nice BMW, but it's gone.
Oh, really? Oh.
At the garage, another sales pitch on behalf of a friend. This time it's an Audi, the second car Sam Sard's tried to sell.
I think it's about 75,000 K.
Okay.
Our customer asks if there are others for sale. Sam makes yet another call.
How many?
97 model.
97.
BMW 320. Black color.
Black.
Yes.
Okay.
76,000. Take your car and give you the Beamer for 10,000 exchange.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That BMW's the third car Sam Sard offers for sale during the
dealer.
visit.
Okay.
Of course, our customer says she needs to think them over.
Okay. Do you want to give me?
What do you think? Osaka Tyres stressed they were acting for friends who were dealers. But they still offered several vehicles and in one case took over sale negotiations.
Cheryl's had another problem. Since buying the BMW, she's found that before her car was imported from Singapore, the odometer had been wound back, more than 40,000 K.
So you head off to Osaka Tyres to try and knock out some sort of solution over that BMW.
Yep, and the first person Cheryl and I caught up with was company director Sam Sard.
It's quite clear the car said it's odometer wound back.
Simon from Fair Go. Cheryl came to see us to ask us about this car.
Can you wait?
Well, can you just answer us a couple of questions? Why is it that you guys aren't helping her with all the repairs on this car? Because you sold her the car, didn't you? Don't you have to do repairs and all that sort of stuff?
We would like to have some meeting. Then me and Abraham, we can talk, we have no problem. But at the moment, we cannot.
But this has gone on for months.
No.
Cheryl's been... When did you buy the car?
It's been a year ago that I bought the car.
You sold her the car, you gave her an invoice with the company letterhead.
Yes.
A business card. You guys showed it, took it to another yard and showed her lots of different cars. So that was a proper sale, wasn't it? It wasn't a private sale. Come on, Sam. What are you going to do for Cheryl? What are you going to do for Cheryl? We then went to the garage to talk to the other company director, Abraham Hatem. He's the one who sold the car to Cheryl. We're just trying to help Cheryl. Can you talk to us about Cheryl? Come on, Abraham. You sold her the car. You had an invoice, you had a business card, you showed her around different cars. What do you mean, no? You did.
He doesn't know the story, man.
Come on. Hey.
No story. Now put the camera in front of my face. First, you know the story? She bought it private.
No, it wasn't private. You gave her a business card.
No. She bought it private from me. She is...
A private sale?
No.
You don't give someone an invoice with a company letterhead on it.
No. She bought it from me personally.
Yeah, so if I bought it privately, you intended to rip me off and sell me a car that was faulty and had the odometer wound back?
Hello?
I mean, is that how you treat people?
No. You're a liar. You want
Okay,
to know the
if
story?
Cheryl and I can sit down here with you if you
Yeah,
want to have
move
for a
this
few
one
minutes.
away.
All right.
Well, Abraham and Cheryl and I did have another chat, a private chat, and he continued to insist it was a private sale. He also said he made a mistake by giving Cheryl a company GST invoice.
We'll let you know the result from the Disputes Tribunal, but to end, Simon, how can you find out if the person that you're buying off is selling you the car in their official capacity as a car dealer?
Okay, well, the car dealer should give you one of these, a supplier information notice. It's called a SIN card when they sell you the car. You can also check who is a trader and who's not on the web. We'll put details on our website.
Thanks, Simon. Risky work. After the break, the direction taxis are heading.
Oh my God, where's he going?
2 weeks ago, we brought you the extraordinary story of this woman, Michelle Mane, jailed for someone else's driving offence.
It was terrible. It was the worst night of my life. Trying to convince the police that it wasn't me, that I hadn't done anything.
Police promised a thorough investigation, and we promised to keep you up with the play. Michelle's now been interviewed as part of that investigation. She's been told it'll be at least a month before their inquiries are complete. More when we hear it. And we look forward to an explanation from the police when they come into the studio.
And another update. Remember this man, Muhammad Ayub of Trendy Homes. We'd had multiple complaints about his no-deposit house and land packages about 2 years ago. Last week, Ayub was sentenced to 5 years in prison on charges including forgery, fraud, perjury and threatening to kill.
Taxis. I'm so old I can remember when taxi drivers knew how to get from A to B, when they knew the road code, when they spoke English. But back then, you could never get a taxi when you needed one. Well, now we've got taxis coming out our ears. Problem is, when you step into one, you can't be sure what you're getting yourself into. We hired some random cabs off the rank just to see how rank they were. They didn't let us down.
We're talking taxis, cabs, whatever you like to call them. There's 15,000 of them in New Zealand. Half of them are in Auckland. We're sending a bunch of astute 20-somethings out and about, testing taxi drivers.
First up, Melanie and Stephen booked choice cabs for their trip from Te Atatu South to Parnell, Auckland. The fare should be around $20. The trip had a shaky start. The driver's knowledge of main streets in Auckland was seriously not great, and he was pretty hard to understand.
Sorry?
Where's it? Go to motorway?
Yep, good motorway, yep.
Straight up, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
And the first guy didn't even know where Parnell Road was, which is quite a main road, I thought.
At least the price was okay at $21.30. Economy taxis were used for the ride back via the same route, but it was a shocker.
Oh my God, he just went through a red light.
Okay, it was amber, but what about this overtaking? And the price, well, it was the same route, later at night and with less traffic. Remembering the normal price for this ride is around $20. The price with this taxi company was $33.70.
Oh, I think that's absolutely outrageous. Absolutely no need for that whatsoever. It was the same route, exactly the same route, and it's quite a substantial amount more, 50% more.
I noticed he was going incredibly fast. I felt a little uncomfortable.
In the middle of one of our conversations, I happened to ask him why he worked nights, and he said that that was to avoid the LTSA, so that made me a little bit concerned, obviously. It's not something you really want to be hearing.
Next up, Rebecca and Michael. They're also in Parnell, and they've got $10 to get to Rebecca's place a few minutes' drive away. They take off in an economy cab. I'm close behind in a chase car, but couldn't keep up for long.
Well, once we got in there, he drove off and he was driving so fast, like over the speed limit. And he even drove through a stop sign outside Becky Street.
A lot of them are quite grumpy, so you don't really know whether you can, say, slow down or if they'll get really angry.
He was driving fast and then he suddenly pulled over and realised he didn't know where he was going. So he had to look in his map book, and it was only about a 5-minute journey.
Well, that's Auckland, but are things any different in the capital? Sam's about to take 3 different taxi rides in Wellington, and it's the same old story. Most of the drivers don't know where they're going. First, Sam gets into a dialer cab and asks to go to a popular restaurant on a well-known street, Vivian Street, but the driver didn't have a clue.
Oh my God, where's he going?
Even leaving her alone in the back of the taxi to ask someone where to go.
Logan Brown.
And to top it off, he drops her a few blocks away to walk the rest of the way, but gives her a few options.
Yeah. This way, this one, or this one, or this one.
Okay, I'll have a look.
Not too far.
Okay.
Not too far for you, maybe, but Sam's got a long walk in front of her.
Even in the end, he didn't know exactly where it was. I just sort of got out and had to find it myself. Hey.
Next cab ride in Wellington is a diamond taxi.
I'm just going to Burrows Street in Karori, I think it is.
How did you say?
Burrows.
There's a new twist on finding directions.
She's getting her to look at the map book.
It's called Find It Yourself.
Yeah, off Corey Road from Chater Street.
Okay.
Through to Richmond Avenue.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Richmond Avenue.
Yeah.
And the final cab for the night is a black and gold taxi. Who knows where he's going? Nice change. But he seemed more interested in talking on his mobile than concentrating on driving. And Sam isn't impressed.
He was quite unprofessional in the sense that he got on his phone, his cell phone, obviously a personal phone call. I was sort of paying him to do a job, and I don't really think it was personal time.
Absolutely, Sam. There you go, taxis, Kiwi style, 2005. But how did the cab companies respond to what we've just seen?
Well, Kevin, first up, economy taxis. Remember, they had the speeding driver who did one of those tricky passing manoeuvres. Economy tell us if they get more than 2 written speeding complaints from customers about the same driver, they pass the complaints on to the LTNZ, that's the old LTSA, and refuse to let the driver work for their company. As for economy's not-so-economic fare, they say all taxi companies have different fare rates and their fares comply with LTNZ requirements. Now, choice cabs in Auckland. Choice cabs had trouble choosing what road led to Parnell Road. Not a difficult one. It's one of Auckland's main roads. They say their driver has a hearing problem and could have misheard our passenger. They say normal procedure for drivers, if they don't know where to go, is to get on the RT or look at their map book before starting the journey. As for the capital's taxi companies, black and gold taxis, who had the cabbie was chatted on the mobile phone the whole time, driving with one hand, they say this is a worry. Their drivers are allowed to talk on a mobile phone only if they have a hands-free kit. As for the dialer cab driver, who didn't mind sending Sam on a late-night walk to find one of the capital's best-known restaurants, dialer cab agree that the Vivian Street incident wasn't good. They say this driver was a trainee and a company driver inspector was monitoring his progress from base. The driver has since been taken off the road for further training, and company procedure is for the driver to radio dispatch if they don't know where to go. Finally, there was this little gem from Diamond Taxis. Remember, she handed the map book to our passenger. Diamond Taxis said she's experienced, but her first language is Russian, so she may have misunderstood the pronunciation. They add it's unfair to judge the company on one driver.
Just hope you don't get a trainee driver with hearing problems and Russian as her first language. Jackie, you've been out there with observing all this. Any advice for potential passengers?
Well, yes. Look, once you jump in the taxi, have a look at the cab driver's ID. And if you've got a complaint, I'd say go straight to the LTNZ. Now, they've got the power to discipline the drivers and they need to know what's going on out there.
To end on a brighter note, we did find some excellent service out there, didn't we?
We did. We found a lovely driver from Discount Taxis.
Oh, I didn't start meter, but then I stopped. You can give me $10. $10.
He did a nice job. He stopped the meter to look at his map, forgot to turn it back on, and only charged our passenger $10.
So there are some good taxi operators around, Jackie. Thanks a lot. When we return, MJ, a mower and a message. Lots of feedback on MJ's story last week about Telster Clear. Remember people being signed up to Telster Clear over the phone without their consent? And in some cases, like Hilda Nuku's, without even knowing.
Thank you for choosing Telster Clear. I didn't choose Telster Clear.
Well, Telstra told us in Hilda's instance, this is a simple case of human error. We appreciate the concern this will have caused Mrs Nuku, and our first step will be to apologise to her personally.
Always disappointing when companies say publicly they're going to apologise, then don't. All they've done so far is send Hilda another statement clearing her bill. But no sorries, no phone call, no letter, no flowers, no balloons even. We had to borrow the mower back to do another job.
Just a spot of sign writing. There we go. Just a bit of a message for Telster Clear.
A lot of you have emailed us about similar problems with Telster Clear, and we'll be passing this lot on to them. MJ, you could take them on your next balloon run to Telster Clear. People love that.
Well, I think it's about time we push the boat out, actually. Might need to get that chopper up.
Thanks, MJ. Now, some consumer tips from the rest of the team.
Your kids have a savings account. The taxman can take up to 39% of the interest they earn, but it's only 19% if your child has an IRD number. So get them one.
What do you do if you want to have a moan about your bank? Apparently 45% of banks don't have any info for customers on where to complain. So we'll tell you. Email bankombudsman.org.nz or telephone 0800 805 950. The service is free.
This is for those of you who, like me, wear glasses. When you take them off, do it with both hands like that rather than whipping them off one side at a time. That's how you stretch the glasses, loosen the screws and generally ruin them.
A warning from the people who run this Pets website about an overseas outfit which claims it can supply specialised breeds, your cats, your dogs, your donkeys, cash up front, delivered in just 3 days. Of course, it takes up to 6 months just to get an animal through quarantine, so steer clear.
So you reckon that lion cub's not in the post then? If you're asked to provide security for a loan, don't list goods that are worth more than the loan, as the lender can seize your security if you don't keep up those payments.
Thanks, team. That's us for tonight. Time for me to catch a cab. Wonder if they've heard of Auckland Airport. Good night.
You may think you've done a good day's work, but have you? Or did you do more than most? How normal are you? We've survey results tonight at 9:30. Animal House is next on 1.